Wave Squadron reporting in. I'm Eric.
I'm Calvin.
I'm Aaron.
And we are back with Andor. Last week we had the 3-episode season premiere where we discovered we were on Yavin 4, but things are not very organized there. We had a wedding. It was a great wedding, and we had some very cathartic dancing.
Yes.
Or sad dancing. Our friends or investments are souring because the rebellion. Luthen might kill him. / probably definitely did. I think that guy's dead. And then what else happened? Deidre and Syril met with his mom, and it was a fantastic moment. I love that.
They have a domestic union.
Yes.
I also, whenever it was the last episode we had,
Yes, sir.
I wrote down someone called Erskine because I thought the name sounded familiar, but I was like, I think that's from our book because we're doing a book right now that has Mon Mothma in it.
Yeah.
But then I couldn't find anything with notes that I wrote an Erskine name.
Yeah.
So I looked up trying to figure out who Erskine was, and he had been in Rebels. There was an episode of Rebels where we had to help Mon Mothma escape. Erskine was there in that as advisory person for.
Is that the one that she does the big speech at the end?
Yeah, she does a big speech and all the rebels show up. But in that too, she talks about why she's leaving the Senate because of Ghorman.
Yeah.
So we already kind of from there might have an idea of things that are going to happen.
That makes more sense because I felt like Ghorman and Erskine sounded familiar from Rebels, but it's been so long since we've seen Rebels, and I haven't seen it 2 or 3 times like I have with Clone Wars. Not as familiar with it.
Yeah.
Well, Aaron,
That's cool.
That was a very fantastic and subtle nod that we're reading a book for Badonkagonk that is live tomorrow right here on Wave Squadron. So make sure you guys are checking that out because we're going to be talking about, a bunch of stuff, including some Andor stuff and the Sam Witwer interview about Maul. A lot of really cool things and talking about the book that is very closely related to Andor. So come check that out tomorrow. We also had a poll. The poll was, do you think Dedra... I always mess up her name. I say it differently every single time.
I think...
Dedra.
I think it's Dedra.
Dedra.
Maybe.
Do you think Dedra and Syril will turn away from the Empire by the end of the show, which is this season? Let's see. 10% of people said both will turn. 12% said Syril will turn. 25% said Dedra will turn. And 51% say neither will turn. Neither.
So 50-50.
Ish, yeah.
On someone turning, someone not turning.
I think they both believe in the Empire too much. I think Dedra will want to turn, conflicting with Syril, and they will get into conflict with each other.
And they'll either kill each other or bang.
I think both could turn. This comment just says, because Mom. They'll turn because of Mom.
I would leave the Empire because of Mom.
I would too.
I feel like Syril was trying too hard to convince that recruit. Almost like he was trying to convince himself. Interesting. Well, we'll see. It does seem like they are, at the very least, in domestic bliss with each other, though. So I'm happy for them in that regard. But
Bliss.
Nazis. So
Yeah.
1 year later, oh no.
Damn it.
yeah.
3 BBY.
Yep.
That's what it said.
What have they done on Ghorman for a year?
They've
You know? How has the marriage
festered
of the
in
daughter
insurgency
gone?
and
What was that guy's name? He's bound to be dead, right?
I wonder if we'll
Senator
skip a
name?
year.
Banker.
Time.
Tay Coma.
Tay.
Oh, there you are. You told me everything. Everyone has their own rebellion. Right?
So good.
Yeah, you don't want to say something too loud and she turns and shoots in her dreamy state.
You sure you don't want to talk about it? Thanks.
Building so cool, it's stacked. Whoa.
Yeah.
Ghorman.
Okay.
I was hoping it wasn't. Damn.
Wow, it looks so nice.
It does. It's so cool.
Kind of, I don't know, what does it remind me of?
Oh, he's here, huh? I guess he came with Ditcher.
Oh, that's what he was doing. Okay.
I'd be more worried about that window that just goes.
Don't drop that chili.
Look at that chef man.
Yeah.
The window what?
I said I'd be more worried about the window that just goes on the door.
This is pretty. Where did Cassie get caught? Kind of reminded me of the place they're at now.
Sure. That like beach resort place.
Yeah, it's kind of on the beach.
I fixed it. You made it back. People died trying for a desk at headquarters.
And then they die at those desks.
You were here, Syril. You'd found a woman actually willing to make a life with you, and you just walk away.
They're not together anymore?
She was stationed here too, right? Maybe she doesn't know.
Was she stationed here, or did she refuse the position?
I don't think you get to refuse.
All this anti-Ghormanism, it's not just talk anymore. We're getting new directives every month, and people are getting hurt.
You're too close to know what's really going on.
Well, I'll tell you how close I am. There are people in my office. I'm looking at 2 of them right now. They'll be choking down loyalty oaths next week just to keep their jobs.
I feel safer already.
I'm here. I see what I see. This place is hardly a threat to the Empire.
Don't become too much of an individual, Syril.
I have spiders to count.
Same time next week.
I like how she's like, I know what the truth is, like, but I'm on the planet. I can see what's here.
Yeah.
These guys are not a threat. No, the Ghormans.
Yeah, believing.
It's interesting. Syril seemed more of like, you're falling for propaganda, you know?
Yeah.
Montero fick vad bädd. Och över det Bardinix.
Lubi expression.
Du mig prakatan.
There's terrifying.
Highlands, lobby quad. Tu as vu national. Nash cum sma do pelugue. Dilam cum scam.
Quel c'est le mot babicherie blos moulag.
Are they trying to get him on the Ghorman side?
Seems like it.
Maybe it's all a trick then.
I can't sleep, you can't shop. The mission is dinner. I think we can handle it.
Okay.
If you're trying to blend in, wouldn't you want to have regular places?
You just don't want to be predictable at the same time, right?
Sure, if you think you're being, like,
Watched.
yeah. But, like, if you're just trying to be there.
Are those musky peppers?
Extra holes.
My husband wants a taste.
Is he strong enough?
It's tougher than he looks.
Okay. 1, got 2. Oh, this is a lovely one.
The big pepper. Damn.
Perhaps you wish to know more about where you live. There's a candy inside, with information on the wrapper.
About what?
There's a meeting. You should come. You have the address.
How do they make some of these? I want a little spider.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are you gonna tell him?
About what?
About what happened on the mission? The soldier?
Luthen cares about results. The deal went through, we won. It had to be done. There's nothing else to say.
He had to kill someone.
Probably. Or torture someone or something.
I think it was that other person in her vision, maybe?
He was a threat.
Probably.
He was a soldier.
I mean, they don't know his name, so that would make sense.
I should stop thinking about him.
Yeah, it must have been the doctor who was working on that guy. What was his name?
Nothing.
Transport.
A semi-truck or something?
Yeah. Or a train. But a street car of desire.
They don't look connected. I think they're just, like, transporting silk or whatever. Spiders. You can check your hair, dude. Maybe this is the door with the hair.
It's a broken.
It is a broken.
I always expect if someone does that, we're gonna come back, it's gonna be broken, you know?
Yeah.
Like, why do it?
Eventually, at some point, yeah.
It's like the hair when you put the hair on the door or whatever. You're not checking to make sure no one's here?
And why are we being so paranoid?
Just trying to protect us.
You mean me?
What's so wrong about that?
It's warping things. You can't protect me. If it's a war, and you keep saying it is, and I know that you're right, but if it's a war, it's not up to us what we save, what we lose.
What am I messing up?
I can handle more than you think.
Which is why you're awake every other night.
I'm not Marva. I'm not your sister. I can...
Seriously.
I can handle it.
What am I messing up?
You didn't kill that boy because we're at war. You killed him because he saw my face.
What's the difference?
I don't know. But if I'm giving up everything, I want to win. We have to.
Man, these sets are gigantic.
I know.
Yeah. The architecture's so neat.
Mm-hmm.
For it to be so big, but like it feels like a real place that they built. It looks like this.
It does. It looks like an immense place.
Pod racing! Is that what that is?
Yep.
They look like pods. Less like whatever KOTOR's racer is.
I have a presentation with Sector Committee tomorrow morning. I left my notes on my desk like an idiot. I have to have them. Take me 5 minutes. Or I can tell you where they are.
I ain't walking on there.
Like, well, if he's willing to let me go and get them, it must be what he's after, right? Wonder what it is he read.
That one course, huh?
Mm-hmm. Ugh.
We're contacting you.
Tell me.
They made contact.
Yep.
I've been invited to a meeting.
A meeting with who?
I don't know. It's public. It's a town hall, but this is them. It's Ghorman Front. I know it.
How do you know?
I told you I was being watched. They started breaking into the apartment. I know they're tapping the office comms. I assume I'm being followed all the time.
He's so excited and happy about it.
Well, let's wait and see what happens.
Well, I thought you'd want a brief party, guys.
No. You'll want more than that.
Maybe after the meeting.
Supervisor Hirt.
Yes, sir?
The Axis desk. I notice you've taken an interest in this seizure.
The weapons, sir. There are some pieces that appear to have come from the Axis supply chain.
Have we nothing more definitive?
No, sir. Not yet.
Not yet?
That's what she was wanting to work on, right?
Mm-hmm. Axis.
It's disappointing on many levels. I see a variety of causes.
Pick one!
We're arresting too many people. We can't take it all in.
It's too much data.
That's Luthen's guy, right? That met him down for the speech.
Problem is not unknown to me. Colonel Yularan and myself have a meeting scheduled with the Emperor to discuss amplifying our intake process. Well played, Lonnie. Thank you for reminding us all how this room is meant to function. Let's get to work.
Is the idea like, you mean like communicating problems and stuff?
I'm having the same problems. Can't keep up. We should talk it over. Not here, but...
I'm in all day.
Arresting too many people.
Yeah.
75 restricted Imperial weapons. You've had that 10 days?
It's my desk now, Dedra.
You don't think I could be helpful?
I won't hesitate if I need it.
Do you really think I care about how it happens? Andor must be found.
Has it ever crossed your mind that Partagas put me on Axis because I don't seek glory?
You've given me a lot to think about. My door is open.
It's so threatening.
No. Have a fantastic day.
Yeah.
How do I repay you?
You can buy me lunch.
Done.
It's making
Friends?
good connections.
It's so hard to do that, though.
I know. He's sticking his neck out.
Mm-hmm.
The PORD was presented as an emergency measure. An overreaction. It was never meant to be permanent.
The Emperor might disagree.
Well, then why ask for an extension? Ghorman needs this legislation more than anyone. If I can't count on your support, what's the point?
I am constantly begging my people to stay calm and do nothing that might make things worse. Voting against the Emperor right now would be a total violation of that request. Ghorman cannot take the risk. I'm sorry, Mom.
Everybody's afraid about upsetting the Emperor.
Well, yeah, it's
Is he the
so
senator?
fickle.
I would say so, yeah.
The way you talked about it.
Mm-hmm. It's going down. Going to see your friend. Is that a different stoppage than it usually is?
Well, let's have it. You asked 2 questions. One answers the other.
Spit it out.
Gerrera is running Ghorman. She's been on it all year, all this time. Everybody thinks that she's been put out to pasture since Ferrix.
What's the obsession with Ghorman? What are they after?
I don't know. I'm trying to rethink this all with her in the picture. It doesn't make sense.
I need the end game.
I don't have it. I'm trying.
I can't wait another 3 months, Lonnie. There's too much going on.
You used to tell me to wait.
Those days are gone. You're up to date on the signal sequence?
Yes.
We'll be standing by.
Putting his operatives in more and more risk to get bigger and bigger bites.
Modomek sunif frekanti. Modi marklej vakodant sin vendere vanen. Dopazel mogardit. Urfik marcho à land umbralej. Daïgege dalit puster. Van bodogus en paspoik. Podem dialer smuleg en velor carapot si je peux dire.
Et si, Semoun, la bénage cumpor, la bénage dordée, na gart, souvis cagrel. Et-y, bénage probécor, dial vache creux, dial ten creux.
Sim fojoro bilet dan palmo, affisim matu. Et tordi.
I appreciate him doing this all in the Ghorman language.
Mm-hmm.
And dab.
Oh, dang. Oh, did you see that?
What do you think it means?
Fuck you.
Is that kind of like one of these?
I recognize that.
I think so, yep.
How much do you understand? Not enough.
Mukub kleshton dan, magiblo, tel shrem.
She lost her family in the Tarkin Massacre.
Tarkin?
Hey.
I was thinking of introducing you to my father.
Is her father Lazine or the guy who was like running?
Elector Rylance.
Syril Karn.
Elector
I saw you from the stage.
I figured he was the guy that was talking.
16 years ago, Grand Moff Tarkin killed 500 peaceful, unarmed Ghormans in the middle of that plaza. You can imagine how upset we would be to find out there's an Imperial military facility rising over the monument to the fallen.
It's flashing.
You just come back.
Is that a signal for a mission?
Probably. Meeting.
Yeah, it's gonna meet up.
I want you to try something different. This will be clean work. You bring nothing but your wits. I need an assessment.
Of what?
Of who? Cara Rylance.
Businessman, city official. And Bix?
No, not this time. No. You have to go alone. And I haven't said yes. Reach out to Clea. I want this done quickly.
Put him really close to Syril. Dakar? What? Dakar is where the resistance is in The Force Awakens. Yeah.
2 tubes and 2 tubes!
Yeah, oh my god, it's the Partisans?
Looks just like it. Maybe they started this base.
Yeah.
The Dakar was a partisan base? Benthic and his brother?
I want
and Gigerin.
I want to go to Dantooine. That's where I want to go.
Why?
That'd be interesting.
I want to go to Dantooine.
Because we haven't seen it.
Why shitting on Dakar?
I didn't shit on Dakar. I want to go to Dantooine. I've seen this place before.
We'll see. Okay.
Ooh.
That looks like a bomb.
This is Pluty. He's smarter than he looks. He'll be your student.
Which variation?
Pick one.
We should concentrate on the station you're planning to hit.
You teach them all. You know where we're going when I tell you.
But I need to leave tomorrow.
Really? Is that what you need?
There was an agreement. This was negotiated.
I'll let our friend know that you're being taken care of. Find him a place to sleep. You're here till I get what I need.
Everything Forrest Whitaker says in this franchise is instantly quotable.
Mhm.
Just his inflection.
I want to see him find a Borgullet.
Yeah, right.
I don't think he has it yet. Where does he get it from? He also doesn't have his little breathing thing yet. I wonder if it's because of like the Rhydonium or something.
Well, he does say he likes to breathe it a little too deeply.
So I guess he's going.
He
must have thought about it. I wonder if he's gonna be there whenever things happen, whatever happens.
God, everything is so tactile in this show. I don't see any seams, you know?
No.
At all.
I wonder how many sets they built. Because yeah, everything seems like real places, right? Feels less green screen all the time.
Double A battery.
As it looks like. Lipstick? Bomb?
No, it's a stick. That's a death stick. Son of a bitch. Yeah, well. So she's self-medicating then. Fucking Elon Sleazebaggio.
I thought death sticks were more cigarette-y. Damn. I know they were gonna be like a liquid drinky thing.
All right, everybody. There were 3 episodes released today. We're gonna be doing the next 2 no earlier than tomorrow. So just wanting to let you guys know we're only getting 1 out today, but we'll try to have the next 2 up as soon as possible. So make sure you're subscribed. But we're gonna talk about this episode now.
It's a lot of setup with Ghorman, which I mean we had a little bit before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I wonder if, because we like at the beginning of this, it was 1 year later, and then this was 1 year later, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder if like the next arc is 1 year later, all the way up till.
I mean,
right?
I have to assume.
I think that works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the idea is that we're going to Rogue One,
Yeah.
I have to assume that that's what you're gonna do. You do 3 episode arcs of what's going on, and a year later, and then a year later.
There's something that I'm really enjoying about this show, in that like if we're doing that and we're going to like these moments, we're going to like quiet, tense, like stressful moments that aren't the action yet. You know,
the powder kegs.
Yeah, like the powder kegs. But we go to like moments of like extreme tension and character introspection, which I'm really enjoying.
Yeah, I mean you have to see all the build up and what.
Yeah.
Rather than being there during like Jeddah and like here's the attack, you're seeing what was like on Jeddah before things start like.
Before the Empire started to squeeze their fists.
Yeah. And then here, like, we're seeing the construction of a military base and what the effects of everything on the people are in Ghorman.
Yeah.
And as things, the powder keg. It's like Ferrex, right?
Exactly.
Where, like, eventually it built up to the point where now it's a fight. Whereas before, like, you got to see that build up. What sets what's the straw that breaks the camel's back? What knocks over the domino? You know, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're also seeing Mon Mothma, who's trying to fight against what's going on Ghorman, but everyone's so afraid of the loyalty thing, right? There's a line, I think it was in our book, I think it was, which takes place like 3 weeks after episode 3, but something I think Mon Mothma says is like, the Emperor's wanting to be a dictator, and everyone's trying to show their loyalty in case he does. And I feel like that's still what you have here, where everyone's too afraid to, like, if he ends up being the dictator and the Senate goes away, I want to be on his side. I don't want to not be on his side. And I feel like that's really what you're seeing a lot of in Andor. From Mon Mothma's side.
Yeah. Again, check out our Badonkagong podcast. We'll be talking more about that in depth. But yeah, dude. Yeah. This is such a fulfilled promise after so many of her scenes were cut in episode 3 of the delegation of 2000 and forming the seeds of what the Empire or the Rebellion is going to be. But that was cut out of Revenge of the Sith, which is celebrating its 20th, by the way. So you can go see it in theaters right now.
Which, I mean, I get that. I guess, like, you know, it's already 2.5 hours or so. Yeah. And politics is what people complain about in episode 1.
And you can check out, I think, all of those scenes on Disney Plus in the deleted section now. If you want to check them out. Same actress playing Mon Mothma. But, yeah, like, especially the scenes of her going throughout the Senate building and, like, just
pleading with other senators.
Yeah.
Just stick their neck out a little bit.
Like, she still thinks, like, I can still do some good here, you know? And we're only 3 years
Well,
from
if they would all work together, they
the
could
dissolution of the Senate.
good.
Yeah.
But,
like, right now, Palpatine has to just be thinking, like, it's got to wait 3 more years and that thing's going to be online, you know? And they don't have to deal with any of this.
Yeah, he's just playing the clock now.
Yeah. But, I do like that Ghorman, I mean, it seems to have, like, a Tarkin Massacre happened 16 years ago. So
I'm curious on the time of that because that puts it at, like, episode 3, right? Like, 19 BBY?
Yeah.
Which is, like, episode 3, so, like, just after the Emperor took over or just before the Emperor? Like, why did Tarkin do that then? Like,
500 people were killed in the square.
Like, even if it was 15 years ago where it was like 20 BBY, you know, like a year after the Empire was formed, I feel like I'd be like, oh, okay, for some reason this makes more sense. But it seems weird to be on that year.
Yeah.
Was it a separatist planet or anything like that?
I don't know if Ghorman was. Like, they sound like they didn't have a lot of crime. They might have been more neutral, maybe. It's possible. But I don't know if they were...
Maybe to, like, force them into the Empire. There was, like, a...
Yeah, I don't know.
Big thing. I don't know.
I'm not really sure.
I mean, Tarkin could literally have any reason for why he would do that, right? It could have just been arbitrary.
Yes, this says during the Clone Wars it was originally a Republic planet.
Yeah, I mean, their language, to me, has like a French, Latin base feel to it. I wonder what it's like for these actors to get these parts and be like, hey, dude, you got like 10 lines in a Star Wars project. But you had to learn the same language.
here's the language.
Yeah, here's the phonetic spelling for it and everything.
Or if they just cast people who can speak the language already.
I mean, if they do something like, what was it, like Nien Num did like an, I think it was an African language or something like that, right? Like, they use like actual languages from places.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something like that they're using, but...
Yeah, that happened with the Ewoks too. Like, some people would go watch Star Wars and the Ewoks like, hey, what's up? Oh my god.
Like, they were speaking like a, like, it's just, it's not as well known, but...
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Maybe someone around the world was watching this episode and was like, oh shit, I recognize Gore.
Gorish.
I think we've seen Rhydonium in Rebels.
We have. It also was.
I feel like it's very volatile.
I feel like it's been
it does that super colorful explosion, and I think that's what we will later see in the Mandalorian. That Mando and Bill Burr's character are transporting.
That's a
I think that's Rhydonium too. Yeah.
Facility.
The Rhydonium processing plant or whatever it was.
But, I mean, I didn't really think about it in the scene until you guys mentioned it. Like, what if that is what Saul breathes in or something about it that causes his...
He does that sniffing.
Yeah.
And then he talks about, like, liking the smell.
Yeah.
You know, like... is it something... Like, I noticed he doesn't have his...
He doesn't.
You know, he doesn't have that yet. Like,
like his armor isn't... It doesn't look like an iron lung yet as much as just armor.
He seems to still have his leg, I think, too, is something he misses later on, right? Or at least has a limp. He didn't seem to have a limp.
He has a droid leg.
Yeah, I thought so.
And he carries a cane.
That could be that he was in a Rhydonium explosion or something like that.
I mean,
is what causes it. You know?
Or he's being eaten from the inside because he likes the smell.
At this point, he would have already cared for and left Jyn. Or so, right?
Yeah.
Because that was 12 years that she had been gone. And they're on
She should probably be in the prison, right? She was in that for a long time, wasn't she?
Yeah. She wouldn't have been broken out yet.
Sure.
Yeah. It's been a while since I read the book, but
yeah,
trying to remember.
I just watched the movie like a week ago.
Melshi is one of the people that get her off of that transport. He was in the first season. I don't know if we'll see him again or not, but I hope so.
Yeah.
It was just cool to see Takar again. It looks like they went and shot at the Royal Air Force Base that the Force Awakens was shot at, so that was really cool. Yeah. And cool to see the Tognath again, the Benthic Two Tubes and his brother.
Yeah.
If only because we so recently saw a Tognath Padawan in the Zero Company trailer. So it's just cool to see that species get more spotlight recently. Was that him laughing?
Well, yeah, I think so.
I don't know why that cracked me up so much.
But no, if we jump a year, I don't know. Like we might also do like 6 month jump, or you know what I mean? Like it might be smaller, different increments and stuff.
We could do smaller jumps in the middle of the trilogy of episodes too.
But I look forward to maybe seeing like, if we do get to the point where like Mon Mothma has to leave the Senate, getting to see her in the rebellion might be interesting too, and getting to see more of the rebel side before we really got to meet the rebels in episode 4. Like just getting to see them go to Yavin, or getting to see them on Dantooine and why they have to leave, or any of that kind of stuff too. You know,
I would love to see more Yavin, especially if we're going like, hey, here's what it was like a year ago. It's a little bit better now. You know, we have leaders and you know stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see if that happens.
Yeah. I'm just waiting because like whatever happens on Ghorman, it makes Mon Mothma leave, and she's not a part of the Senate anymore.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is a big deal considering that it has been, I don't know, 16 years since the Empire took over, and she has been using the Senate as best she can to try to help people, and that's been her big push. I did like her going around and talking to different senators, trying to like get her votes, you know?
The one senator that she was with, that she was talking with, the Authorian, was with the other person. I'm not sure if that's the same character or not, but the Chancellor of the New Republic that dies on Haxion Prime, that's the same species. But I don't know if it's meant to be the same character or not. I can't right now think of his name.
Sure, yeah, it could be another of that
I believe that's the case.
Along with Kaz's dad.
He does look
similar. Like, as a person that would, you know, when I did the Schmodown, I had to go back and, you know, watch everything, like, frame by frame and take notes. I love how free they are with names in this show. You know? Like,
yeah, they don't worry about just dropping a name or just saying a character that you might never meet. But that's their name.
Or again, you know?
Yeah,
we might never see...
That's what I mean.
Might never see Dacia again, you know?
Yeah.
Flutie.
You
know?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But we might. But no, there's so many times in like the old stuff where it's just like, yeah, that guy. Who's that guy? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, they all have a name. They do? It's like, yeah, but you got to read other books.
You got to read other books.
Deck officer!
Yeah, exactly. It's hard to see what Bix is going through. You know, she obviously has some trauma, and the post-traumatic stress disorder is very harsh. I like how Cassian is being with her, like trying to give her space, but also being like, if you need me, anytime you need me, I'm available.
Sure.
But now he's not. you know, that's why he's so afraid about leaving her.
Sure.
And as soon as he leaves, she pulls out the old death stick, which I know can be ingested. You can do it a bunch of different ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like some drugs where it's like, well, you could smoke this, but you could also inject it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yep. Cade Skywalker in the Star Wars Legacy comics, which was like 100 years after he's a Skywalker descendant. He's addicted to those. Luke Skywalker's always showing up as it goes, like, quit doing this! Quit doing drugs!
But no, her thing too, like, she didn't talk as much about the Imperial from last episode, but she talked a lot more about a soldier that was killed this time, which I assume has to be in that dream with the doctor, which I understand him being there because that was a traumatic experience for her as well.
Yeah.
But we didn't get to see this soldier that was dead, and like, you know, the idea of like, what was his name? We don't know.
Did Gore say something about saw your face? I thought he had a line about seeing your face or something.
He might have. It seems to be the thing that's haunting her too, because she's like, you didn't kill him because it's a war. You killed him because he saw my face
to protect me.
It's trying to protect Bix, so she feels guilty of this kid's death,
of being the cause.
Well, especially when you look and it's like, well, look how young this guy was, you know?
Sure.
It's
You wonder where it came from.
Those war movies and things, whatever. It's like, man, they're just kids. It feels like one of those kind of
She
situations.
had a family.
Feels like Lord of the Rings or something.
It is. It's Faramir talking about the
guy in the watery, sludgy ruin place.
No, it was after the attack on the men from
after the elephants.
Yeah.
After the elephants?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Remember, there's they're walking through the clearing, and then all of Faramir's men start shooting him, and they take off, and he's the one that falls off the elephant and lands right in front of Frodo and them.
Okay.
But he's also to bring it back to what you were saying, he was a very young man.
Young soldiers, right? Yeah.
You wonder why they're fighting, They're just told to march and fight.
That's war.
Don't even
Old men
believe
argue,
in what they're
young men
fighting.
die.
Following orders.
Yeah.
Speaking of following orders, it's a plant.
What?
Syril? Yeah. Cyril's a planet.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. He is. He has moments, I'm looking at his face where I'm like,
is he doubting?
Is he doubting there? But I just wonder
He
if
seems
that's
like he thinks these people are actually nice. And,
yeah, but is that a
and
mask
empathy
over his fanaticism and fascism,
I can't tell whether it's the fear of being caught in the excitement.
Yeah.
Or whether he's just playing the part really well. Or if he's actually, these people are peaceful.
Yeah.
They brought me into their secret meeting and they want to know that they're going to be okay. It's not yeah, we're going to go there and we're going to kill them. We're going to bomb them. Ah! It's not like that. They're just we want answers. We want to know what's going on so that we can feel safe.
Yeah.
Well, and they're
Are
scared.
they building an armory over our memorial?
Yeah.
Where they used armory to kill us?
The shadow, right? They're scared, one, because of the massacre that happened. But then it sounds like that massacre also has a memorial that what they're building now, which might be a military fortress, is going to cast a shadow on the exact thing the Empire did already.
Yeah.
Right?
It's going to...
What they're doing now will overshadow the previous massacre.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so Palpatine to he's gonna have a more terrible event occur, but before we do that, we will cast a shadow on the previous event, and you won't even think about that one anymore.
Yeah, but they're also doing all the work to make the rest of the galaxy being but Ghorman. Who cares? They're Gormish.
Sure. Like the way the mom talked about it. She's probably not involved, but Syril knows mom's she's gonna eat up everything. Talk about what the Imperial's saying.
They're violent. They're trying to go against the law. They're breaking so many laws. The arrest rate is so much higher than it's ever been. They're a problem, clearly.
The other senators were
I don't know if anything. I don't know if attaching anything to Ghorman right now is a good idea because of the Emperor. And just
the other guy
just
who
makes
felt
it a sticky, nasty situation that they don't want to have to put up with politically.
Yeah. And the Ghorman senator felt I don't want to get on the Emperor's bad side by calling him out or doing something. So we're already in a sticky situation. I don't want to make it worse.
Yeah.
They're just too afraid.
Yep. And you can say that about a lot of people in the show. But that's where bravery is. And who's braver than Saw Gerrera with the bomb? Whatever is that thing.
I think
yeah.
bombs, right?
I think what it is, it's some kind of thieving tool or something. He was talking about the old what did he say? The pipe jackers or pipe
something like that.
Thieves or whatever it is, but I figure it's some kind of pipeline for the mineral or chemical or the fuel.
Sure, you're stealing Rhydonium from whatever route they're...
And if it gets exposed to atmosphere or anything like that, or it's not contained well enough, then it just explodes and kills everybody.
One of the marbles crack.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone be dead.
Is Saw Gerrera the most prolific character throughout all the shows and games and movies and stuff now?
Prolific?
He's just
Clone Wars,
he's just in so many
Andor,
things.
Rebels.
3PO and R2 around a lot.
They are. They haven't been in this yet.
Rogue
they
One.
barely got in on Rogue One.
But no, I get what you mean. He's He's around.
He shows up so much, and just you can like there's like a time capsule of that character. Every time you see him, he's like been through some shit. You know, just really like that.
R2 shows up in Mandalorian. You know, so he's got some. And he's got the sequel movies that he shows up in. You know, so he's got some extra little moments there.
Yeah, no, I get you. I certainly don't want their achievements dethroned.
Sure, yeah.
But in terms of like the Disney era, I just feel like Forrest Whitaker has gotten that call a lot, and I'm really happy for him.
Oh yeah, he plays the part very well. Yeah, very convincingly. Like I believe that he would just send whoever.
Yeah,
I believe that he would send two tubes to his death just to.
I mean,
to kill a couple Imperials.
During last season of Andor, we read a book on Badonka called Rebel Rising, where he got a hold of some disruptors, which are weapons that are banned, and he showed why they're banned in a room full of there were Imperials there, but there were a lot of innocent people too.
There were Imperials there.
Yeah, and it was like even. Was that Rebel Rising, right?
I think so.
It was either that or it was Dark Disciple. I can't remember now at this point. But at some point, Saul Gerrera gets a hold of some disruptor rifles and tells you why. Oh yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, I mean we saw what they did in Mandalorian.
Yeah,
you know, it's just cloth, nothing, and dust.
Let's imagine that, but hundreds of people.
Yeah,
screaming.
Rebel Rising was the one where he walks in with he's on the stairs and shoots into the big beautiful building or whatever.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, they do not like his militancy. Okay, well, guys, we'll be jumping back into the next episode tomorrow, so make sure you're subscribed, and we'll have a poll on the third episode to cover us for the week. So, see you then.
Guys, also make sure that you're subscribed here and/or check out twitch.tv/blindwave. On Friday, we're going to be playing KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic, and Saturday we're going to be playing it as well. Eric and myself. I have never beaten a game, so I look forward to beating it. I've played it a little bit, but I'm excited. So join us. Talk about Star Wars more. Wave Squadron.
Also Andor.